Hi there, and welcome to your reading. Today we will be looking into your current manifestations, what is in progress, what is on the way for you, how are you achieving your manifestations, as well as what are you achieving, what is the outcome, and some guidance from your spiritual team, whatever you resonate with your team being, some messages from them to help you along the way, give you advice and encouragement. So here are the three piles. I chose a tarot card to define each pile and to help you choose what you're drawn to most. And then the cards below are some oracle that I would like to reveal at the very end. I'm hoping that they kind of tie things together. We'll see how things kind of wrap up with that oracle card at the very end. So I will put these to the side. Hopefully I don't forget. And here are your three piles. We have the turtle with the Four of Cups. We have the serpent with the Nine of Cups. We have the fish with the Page of Cups. Shout out water signs. Your energy is vibrant today. Go ahead and choose your pile, whatever you feel drawn to, using the animal, the card, the imagery, whatever it might be, and check the timestamp in the description, and I will see you in your reading. Bye! Hey pile one, if you chose the turtle and the Four of Cups, then you are in the right place. So let's jump right into your messages for today. I will place these to the side as a reminder for what drew you to the pile. This might come into play as well with the overall reading. So I am going to start with tarot today. We are wanting to look into, for pile one, what are they currently manifesting? We'd like a progress update. What is coming to fruition for them currently, whether they're aware of it or not, whether they're aware of the work they're doing to achieve an outcome or not. So we have the Fool. What is pile one manifesting? That card flew out. The Nine of Swords. This one I'm going to take as well. The Page of Wands. I'll take this one too. The Five of Wands. Let's get some more. I want to know what are they manifesting? What is in the air for them? Very beautiful. Yeah. I see here definitely a sense of some competition in the air with Five of Wands. I feel like so far what I'm picking up on is you just kind of retreating from a situation. With Seven of Pentacles is giving me the feeling of like he's taken some time away, almost like the Hermit, kind of. That's the energy that I'm picking up from Seven of Pentacles, which is a very taking time to yourself, taking time away to reflect on your journey thus far and to nurture things within yourself before you continue on. That kind of energy is coming through with Seven of Pentacles, as well as with the Fool here and Death and Rebirth. Both can be completely related to cycles, especially the Fool. That's a constant kind of cycle where you find yourself back at square one, essentially, after you've achieved some milestone, after you've achieved some goal. Naturally, you are searching for the next thing. You naturally want to elevate, so you find yourself back at square one with a new journey ahead of you. Nothing is the same. though you have so much knowledge from before that will help you with what's ahead of you. Death and rebirth as well. I believe that I think you are taking some time away, especially with King of Swords here. I feel like he is pretty solitude here on his throne of swords. You are a very strong, stable energy when you come out of this. I think that is what you're manifesting. Your same body language here with Four of Cups. He's refusing something that's right in front of him. He has all this abundance in front of him. He's refusing. King of Swords has the abundance. Once again, he has all these birds flocking to him. Whatever is pictured around him, he's surrounded by something. And he's sitting with it, and he's accepting it this time. He's almost indifferent toward it in the best way possible. He's sitting there, soaking in his abundance, soaking in what he's learned, soaking in the journey he's been on. He's like, yeah, I guess this is what I get. Like, that's cool. Kind of like just an extra, like, goodie thrown in there. You know what I mean? Like, he's not defined by what he's achieved. The goal of the journey, the goal of this elevation that you were showing up as, this elevated version of yourself, is the result of Nine of Swords as well, dealing with things on your own and going through this cycle of rebirth. Getting imagery with Page of Pentacles here too. I believe again with this message of how I am seeing that he's sitting, I'm interpreting this card as he is sitting around abundance and he's just kind of accompanied by it. He's not defined by it. He isn't reliant on it at all. I think that this is a repetitive cycle for you. Maybe you are someone who is not so concerned with material matters, with abundance, because you know every time around I'm seeing this circle here as a cycle as well with the pentacle there. Every time you embark, you finish out a lesson, you see something come to fruition, you've recognized this pattern where you were always provided for in each situation. And so again, tying in with that kind of indifferent energy, you might, for lack of a better word, be indifferent about the abundance that you acquire and that you manifest cyclically because you were not defined by it, which is a great quality, in my opinion. Okay. So, we need to know more about how they are stepping into this energy of, I don't know, is there like something that we're missing? Are they missing some kind of, maybe what you've achieved so far just isn't quite what you've been looking for? Like maybe you're just not, you're like, yeah, that's cool, but lust, maybe you're wanting more for sure. Yeah, that's what is coming through now, is maybe this message regarding manifestation. We need to get to the bottom of, do you know what you truly want? Is there something that you truly want that you are actively trying to manifest? Can we let pile one know? Empathy here. Here's one as well. Birth, death and rebirth. Strong message confirming that. That was coming through for me. Versatility. I think there's some more to come out here. I'm feeling, actually here's my 4. Decision, charity, optimism, and discrimination. I don't know, I see that maybe you are someone who others might view as someone who does have abundance and who has it all in the physical world, in the material world, which came through a lot with Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles with the Tarot. Maybe you are someone, I want to say, of like higher status almost with Charity here. I think that you might be someone who essentially has had a lot provided for you throughout your life, and maybe you are just not quite satisfied with that. Like maybe the reason that you are so indifferent with the achievement and completion of these cycles that I see you on with Death and Rebirth constantly with the Fool, maybe the reason that you are not completely satisfied with what you're getting is because you do have assistance and you do have a lot of resources provided for you, and you almost feel like you didn't quite earn it. I don't know if there's some feeling of like you're just not quite feeling like you have earned any praise or any admiration for what it is you've done, which I don't think is true at all. I think that's what's coming through, is kind of a dissatisfaction with maybe you just want a little more challenge with Five of Wands. I think in regards of manifesting something, we need to get clear on actionable steps we can take to make this next goal feel more rewarding for the individual, for you individually. And as well as we need to get down to the bottom of how you can find more joy and optimism, and yeah, I think there's just something else we can do with versatility. Making a decision about what it is that you truly want. Empathy and charity. I think that's beautiful. I think, again, with the message of you being someone who is stable financially, materially, if that's a word, you have a solid, nice home, whatever it is pictured here. You have this solid foundation, and you are no stranger to sharing that, because you're not afraid to share what it is that got you where you are. You almost would say, if someone asked you for advice about how it is you got where you were, I think you would be completely willing with empathy to share your advice with them, but I think you would also kind of have almost like maybe they wouldn't quite pick up on it, but you would say something like, well, it helps to have this trust fund for, I don't know, whatever it is, like whatever you have, change your mindset around. Don't view it as you not doing enough to get what you achieve. We all have resources right in front of us that some of us choose to actively ignore, and then we don't get anywhere. Like, there's no need to be frustrated here about feeling like you are different than other people who have achieved great things, because maybe you did have resources, but you were the vehicle that put them to use. Your unique strengths and your unique way of doing things and approaching things is what allowed them to actually turn into abundance. Okay. So how and what are you manifesting? We've kind of come to a conclusion here, or at least I have. I don't know what you're thinking at this point, but what I am seeing is that in regards to manifestation, you are no stranger to it. You do it all the time. But there's a way to make it feel more like have that like visceral reaction to it, of that like strong pride and just relief and feeling of success and gaining belief in yourself as fuel for the next time around. And it will just snowball, and each time will be a greater and greater effect, and you will slowly but surely arrive to these ends of cycles where you feel different than you did before. In a good way, in a completely good way. Okay, so I want to pull messages and advice from your team, whoever it is out there that is looking out for you. Can we let pile no one, geez, pile one, no, y'all, okay, prosperity. A gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. What did I tell you? I mean, we knew that. We know that you've got the tools and resources. Here's two more, beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. And then I had one more off the top here. Freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom and claim your independence. Prosperity spoke for itself, beloved, here. I think that this is something that ties you down. I don't think it's as drastic as like you need to let it all go and say, well, I'm really going to prove myself this time. The message here, there's no need to prove yourself. It says, believe you are lovable. Believe in who you are and what you've achieved right now in this moment. Believe that it was earned. Believe that you are powerful. Just believe and love yourself is what's coming through here as advice for overcoming this challenge. Freedom, you will find freedom. I think this is ultimately what you're yearning for. I think you do yearn for some separation from what you've associated success with in the past. But you should know that you can always, always return to it and take advantage of it. Okay, let's see. More oracle here. Can we let pile one know? Some advice on overcoming this energy and achieving greater manifestation. Here's a couple. With last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. Open up to change with new moon in Aquarius. Very good. Yeah, just being open in general to new experience and to feeling a little bit uncomfortable, I think, might be an inevitable side effect of choosing to take a less comfortable path, a less padded path or cushioned path for you that has already been paved. I think that opening up to change, here again, reflecting, getting things straight with what it is you want and what will make you happy and what will make you feel fulfilled, finding at least a starting point toward that pathway. And once you do, then opening yourself up to change as you walk that new path will bring you to this freedom. You will be finding freedom along this journey. It's not necessarily a destination. As soon as you begin, honestly, to let these messages sink in, is when your freedom starts to creep in. I'm going to pull the final oracle for messages and advice before I pull the card that I drew at the very beginning before pulling all of these other cards. So let's see here for pile 1. What should they know to help them through this? Here's one. Yeah, with garden, something lovely will grow from this. That's it. That's beautiful. The beautiful freedom, a renewal of self-love and self-confidence will grow from this. This time you will feel like what you're manifesting, you are actively growing and nurturing and bringing to fruition. That's the difference. You will be able to recognize this time how delicate the process is and how you are actually actively molding and shaping your future. And maybe just that realization is what brings you the greater drive behind what it is you're doing that I feel like you're missing here based on the cards that have come out. It's going to be a beautiful path, and it's going to be a beautiful experience to open up to a new way of doing things, seeing things, and acting, and as well as a new way of thinking about yourself and how you view your achievements, being more optimistic about it. Yes, okay. So I'm excited. We're gonna pull the card that I set aside at the very beginning. We'll see what she says with purification. Beautiful. Yeah, I do feel like there is some like bitterness within you, to be completely honest. I just feel like there is a little bit of like, you're just kind of grumpy about, you're feeling some type of way about how things have played out before. You're just not satisfied with it. And I think you will truly come out from this just different, completely purified, you're showing up in the world differently, and I think it is beautifully apparent to people around you. Yeah, this time around is different. That's what I'm picking up on. This time around that you decide to go after something, bring it into your life, your approach to it is different, and therefore your outcome is different, and that outcome is better than what you've achieved before, because it has to deal with changing your inner framework and the way you view things, and therefore it is something that will impact your every move from that point out in a positive way. So this is very, very beautiful for you guys. I'm happy to have brought these messages to you. Let me know if anything jumped out at you, if you feel like this was resonating with you in your life. And I really hope I hear from you, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye! Hey there, Pile 2. If you chose the Serpent and the Nine of Cups, then you are in the right place for your messages. So let's get right into it. I will place these to the side as a reminder for why you picked your pile. We are wanting to look into what are you manifesting currently, as well as how is that currently in motion. So we are going to be using the tarot cards first to get an idea of that energy for you. So here's this one. We have the Queen of Cups. What else for pile 2? What are they currently manifesting, and how? What is coming to fruition for them currently? Queen of Pentacles. Oh, this one too. Seven of Cups, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords, High Priestess, the Star, Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands. So we had Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles come out right together. Very strong energies to come out side by side, two queens. And we have High Priestess and the Star as well, that I feel like are letting me know the energy that you are currently sitting in, or that you are headed toward, that is your manifestation, is embodying the energy of Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, I'm sorry. There is for sure some guidance that you are following, but I think that you are struggling on this path a little bit with your discernment of what is in front of you. I do believe that you have a recognition of seeing the big picture and thinking about how things that come into your path and things that come into your life will either be good or bad for your journey or for your success. I think that you are recognizing that and picking up on that aspect of forward motion for you. But I think that you could benefit from reframing that thinking. The discernment that is there, the recognition and the discernment that is there is good and beneficial to you on this journey. But I think that if you can reframe things toward what comes into your path is neither good nor bad, it is simply what you make of it truly. You might be held back by some indecision about it too. Like, I think you were being a little bit too strategic with it. You can see he's really trying to like play his cards and pick and choose what is the best path, what is the best outcome, where should I go next to get there quickly. Like, I think you are feeling a sense of pressure. And ultimately, the outcome here is wish fulfillment, is success, is sitting in the Queen's energy. You're having this guiding force within your life that is helping you to move toward success and move toward the right path. If you can step back and allow that to be a little bit more of a guiding force for you, rather than you actively seeking out, I want to say, like shortcuts, or how can I hack the system here to make a little bit more progress a little bit more quickly. I think you are just thinking too hard into things, and it is a distraction. I see here with Six of Swords that exactly what I'm describing. Maybe you had decided that a certain action you believe is going to be most appropriate next, or is going to be the most prosperous for you. So you go after it, logically thinking, being rational about it, thinking this is what's going to logically bring me to financial success, toward healing myself, toward inner healing, like this is what other people do. But I don't think the path really feels quite right, and I think that you were kind of avoiding seeing that. Like, there is a huge difference between how it feels to go after something knowing that it's just what you should do, versus going after something because you have this almost just like an activation within you. Like one day, truly, you just feel, if you allow yourself to really sit with your emotions frequently and you become in tune with them and you become pretty fluent in understanding them, then the act of determining when to take action will be less frequent. That drive that you feel to do things, I think, will be less frequent. I think that the best things come when we follow the natural timing. We follow our own inner flow. Like, you may be overworking yourself and just kind of giving yourself a headache by your efforts right now. And it's that knowing of when rest or when taking things slow is actually more productive than moving forward. It's like if you decide, I studied all night, I have a test tomorrow, I really want to ace it. I'm going to get up early too, probably. I'm going to get up at like 2 a.m. and I'm going to study until 6 a.m. until I get ready to leave. I had a power nap between, I'm going to be good to go, I'm going to ace the test. It's like you decide to do that, you're pushing hard, you feel like, well, this is what it takes to achieve and to be successful. That's what you believe you need to do. You have to push, you have to work, you have to make yourself truly uncomfortable to get there. Like, that's your perception of what you've seen others do. You've seen them strive and work their bodies so hard. You see them stay up late, pull all-nighters, and your perception of a success story comes from extremely hard work, from no sleep, from letting other things fall to the wayside. But I just don't think that that's the way for you to do it. Like, rather than, no, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna grind, like, I don't need to shower today, like, whatever it is, take the shower instead. Like, take care of yourself instead, and you will see. What I was trying to say with the studying example is, maybe you decide to do that and it does bring you to the outcome of getting a great score on your test, improving your grade, but then you're actually assigned homework that night, which is to start a 10-page essay. This is like a semester's long project, and you should really start now. You should take the first step now, is what is encouraged by your professor, by your teacher. But you're freaking tired now after staying up late all night doing that, and so you slack on it. You're physically too exhausted to get going, and in one way or another, this brings your progress down significantly, because now you have not started the next project on time because you were still recovering from your actions of how you chose to finish out your last journey, which was not what was intended. That was not the intended way for you to go about it. And so the result is, by pushing yourself too hard, now you are a few steps behind perpetually the whole semester. Like, you were just struggling to catch up now. That's kind of the idea here, is the benefit and the value of taking time to regroup and rest. And naturally within that, you will become more in touch with your high priestess energy, and you will be able to reveal through your inner knowing and through the guidance, the subtle guidance around you, you will be able to reveal what feels best as a next step. Honoring your Queen of Cups, who you really want to be. You want to be this free-flowing, open person. That is where you are headed ultimately. You're headed towards abundance in your self-gratification and your emotional dealings, as well as in your financial and material world. With Queen of Pentacles, you are headed toward abundance. Wish fulfillment card with 9 of Cups as well is what drew you to the pile. But draw back a few times with the serpent. Like, draw back before you pounce on something and leap on the next thing. Okay, let it digest. And naturally, this will become more natural for you to do, to use your discernment in a different way. And it does take practice to take a step back and take rest. I can completely relate to that. It does take practice and baby steps. So I'm really hoping that this is what you needed to hear so far. I hope that next we can pull some oracle. We'll just elaborate more on, so I guess we're kind of finding out how you were choosing to go about manifesting, and we're seeing some about the outcome but I do want to get some more information for pile 2 on the nature of their manifestation. What is the outcome if they choose to implement a new way of going about things? Companionship. For pile 2, what do they need to know? Here's 2. Drama. Exaltation. A few more. Extremism. Fortune. Yep. What else for pile 2? Flirtation. Empathy. Yeah, just really allowing yourself to experience life honestly with a less goal-oriented mindset. I think that you've gone to the extremes a little bit, and some of this is signifying that maybe you've gone to the more extreme end of pushing yourself and of dedicating yourself, which is an admirable trait to have, totally. But I think that, again, with everything that's come through, that there are elements of this that you are pushing a little bit too hard. And being kinder to yourself, prioritizing connection and friendship with flirtation and companionship is going to lead you. I think you're missing the connection aspect of your manifestation, of elevating yourself to the queen level that the cards depict here. I think you are missing the value of connection. It's hard to connect to others when you are constantly seeing things through the lens of frustration. Like maybe you stayed up studying for that test and then you go in, sit down at your table to talk with your friends, and they're pretty lighthearted. They're like, oh man, like, I hope this test goes well. And you're like, what, you guys didn't study? Like, I was up for 10 hours studying, like, and it just almost creates like a divide, I think, between you and your connections. When you separate yourself and when you so dominantly display the value that you have towards work ethic and towards achievement and progress, that it's harder for some others to relate. I think it comes off as a little bit extreme to others as well. And if you can choose even to listen to what your friends do and take it with a grain of salt and say, I mean, I guess I could consider simply not pulling an all-nighter to study, because what my friend told me is that they studied consistently for 30 minutes each day for 2 weeks leading up to the test. and we got the same grade. Like, there's a way to do it where you are more in the flow of what feels right to you at all times. And you're extremely fortunate when you do find that balance. Eight of Wands here, things will come when they're meant to. Your manifestations are on the way with the Eight of Wands coming through. This is a quick energy. So your fortune and your success is on the way for sure. Like, you, don't get me wrong, like, your work ethic absolutely has been valuable in circumstances to get you to where you are and to achieve what you have. Like, I'm not trying to say that it is bad to work hard. I'm just saying that there's another way to do it where you can just be more relaxed and be happier on your path, and things will feel more right, is what's coming through. So let's go ahead and pull from my oracle here. We want to get messages and advice for pile 2 from their team, whoever it is looking out for them, guiding them, who is here with them, and what do they want pile 2 to know with growth. Seek out a mentor or guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. Exactly here, okay? Amazing. Chills. Okay. Let's pull from another deck. We want to know for pile 2, what are some messages and advice? Here's one. Honor your feelings. Exactly. Honor when you want to rest. We are restful beings, in my opinion, naturally. Honor what you were telling yourself. And that is exactly what you will do effortlessly when you become this Queen of Cups and you fully step into and embody that energy. You will do that so effortlessly. That is what she is about. She honors her feelings. And our last card here with take a chance on them. Yeah. Take a chance on these messages, on what is coming through to you. Take a chance on learning from others and taking advice from others, taking notes on what they do. Observation. Like, I'm picturing you like literally observing people and like how they live their life and just breaking it down. Like, okay, she tucked in her chair before she left, and then she walked briskly to the door and smiled to her friends on the way out and took a right. Like, I'm seeing you literally being like, no, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Like, I'm struggling to let loose, like I see others around me do. Like, what are they doing? You really want to find out, and I think you will. Okay, so the last thing I want to do here is pull the card that I had set aside at the beginning before I pulled all of these cards, and we'll see if that ties things together or has a strong significance. We have courage, a message of courage today. Courage to sit with yourself and realize these changes. Courage to let go. Again, just courage to live life more open and free-flowing. It can be scary to let go, to let some control go. But ultimately you are headed somewhere good. You're headed somewhere great, and the courage that you're able to display on that way is so powerful and something that will forever be kind of ingrained in your being. And a badge of honor that you can wear is that you have tackled this concept really of courage and not being afraid to face what it is about yourself or about your way of doing things that could use some adjustment. That is such an incredibly powerful thing to gain. And if you gain anything from this experience, it is this knowledge. You are gaining knowledge. You're learning more about yourself ultimately, and that is an amazing message for today. So I hope that this came through for you if you needed to hear it. And I hope that you take care of yourself. And I hope that you take a page from others' books while also don't be afraid to give them something in return. Share your own advice and your wisdom, because you also have things to offer for sure, okay? So best of luck to you, Pile 2, and I will see you in your next reading. Hey Pile 3, if you chose the Fish and the Page of Cups, then you are in the right place for your messages. So let's jump right into it. I will place these to the side as a reminder for what drew you to the pile. We're going to start today finding out about your current progress on your manifestations, what is on the way to you, as well as how are you making that come to fruition currently. So I am going to pull first some tarot to get a picture of what it is that is currently in the works for you regarding manifestations. So let's pull some cards here for Pile 3. What are they currently manifesting? So we had Three of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Pile 3, what is on the way? Knight of Cups, the Hermit, Six of Cups, King of Swords, King of Pentacles. Pile 3, what are they currently in regards to their manifestations? What should we know? Yeah. Very cool. So Pile 2 had two Queen cards come out right next to each other, which was cool. And you have the King of Swords and King of Pentacles came out right next to each other. This immediately... I'll start at the beginning here. So Three of Swords came out, which can be a card of hurt within your own self, like hurt that maybe something within you that you're grappling with and dealing with. Something I want to say to your own accord, some hurt that is to your own accord. Something that I want to say you played a role in. I want to say that what came through first, and we have Page of Cups too, who is kind of offering something which is very interesting. We had Knight of Cups come out as well, which can be a card of a romantic offering, very clearly depicted in this deck here. And then we had the Hermit right next to it. You're faced away from this offering. I think that you could be I feel that there was a hurtful relationship in your past, in your recent past, I want to say. And I do think that the universe wants to offer you a connection. They want to offer you the next connection. I don't want to say they want to offer you like the right connection, because I think that it does take essentially trial and error, meeting new people, new experiences with others, and different types of connections to land on the right one. I don't necessarily subscribe to the fact that we are all just delivered. It's really just not true. Like, we're the first person we connect with and meet is not always the person that is meant to be long term. It doesn't mean that they weren't meant to be in your life at that time, and that is exactly what this message is saying here, is that manifestation that is on the way to you is the train of trying to find an appropriate connection is continuing to move. And I think that the universe is wanting to continue on. Like, they don't see a reason to be stuck in the past based on what happened in this past relationship, that some hurt came out of it for you, something that you are still struggling with that is still painful and fresh for you regarding a past relationship, a recent relationship. And the universe wants to continue on. Like, they see the ultimate plan and the overall timeline. And so the significance of the hurt that you are feeling in this moment doesn't hold significance for them like it does for you. Like, you were the one experiencing it, and I think sometimes they can see things more as like moving parts. Like, okay, but I see the whole picture. I see that we are going to provide you with the relationship that is meant to be long term, or that fulfills your own definition of what you need and want right now. Like, we do have that on the way for you, and we're keeping things moving. Like, there's just a couple more before you get to that one, like that kind of energy. But you just aren't, I want to say rightfully so, you're just not quite open to that yet. You are still struggling with something. Six of Cups can be about nostalgia or looking back on the past. I do think that you are still digesting and coming to terms with what this connection meant for you. It's a beautiful shift when you can realize, as someone who is dating or trying to connect with others, it is really extremely powerful when you can go at it with the mindset of, this is just a person that's coming into my life, and I am presenting myself in front of them as well, and we'll see what it is exactly that we have in store to offer each other. Expanding your mindset to realize that the nature of some connections is simply meant to provide you growth in other areas, or to provide you with experiences that are invaluable, that you can take with you through your lifetime. And so just being able to recognize, kind of detach yourself from the outcome of what it means to connect and meet others, then you will be able to approach it with a more detached mindset that allows you to hold strong and stable within yourself and recognize what it is that's being brought to the table, how you can use it, how you can benefit this other person. What are they doing for you? How are they making you feel? And you can realize that whether they make you feel, however they make you feel, is, all of it is neutral, is what I'm trying to say. Like, coming at dating with a neutral attitude is so freeing, to not be set on a specific outcome, and to expand your mind to realize and recognize the benefit that all of these relationships and situations and experiences have brought to you. So manifestation wise, there is more connection destined for you on your path, but I think that you are valid right now in taking some time back, so long as you are just not getting too stuck in over romanticizing what was and starting to see it differently than what it truly was, that can just make things more painful if we look too closely into it. And I see here that there might be some kind of, what's the better word, not refusal, but some hesitation to see the situation for what it was. You were not seeing it eye to eye. I think that you are seeing things through more of a rose-colored lens, which is natural. It is completely natural to try to push down the negative aspects and focus on the positive. I mean, I guess it's probably something we think we should do. Like, we're supposed to think positive, right? That's beneficial. Typically, yes. Usually, yes. But it also is worthwhile to, and I think you are doing this ultimately. I think you are really sitting with your feelings and processing alone, away from the noise of the world, the noise of others who are trying to reach out to you. And you will reach a point where you are able to rebirth this pain into the start of something new and something beautiful. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is planting a seed and seeing how it grows. So yes, I think you are ultimately transforming this energy, and you are actively, the universe and you are actively manifesting an appropriate connection for you. But what it looks like, what it may look like, is something that you will be able to see differently when you step into this. I had a word that came to mind when King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and then the Emperor came out. There's a word that I had that was descriptive of how you were showing up. I want to say it was stubborn, because these are all very strong, stable energy with King of Swords and King of Pentacles, as well as the Emperor. They all have laid a solid foundation in front of them. Yeah, I feel like you are becoming someone who doesn't release your, I want to say, like, full potential to just anyone. You know what you possess, and you know your strength and what you carry. And I think that is extremely fulfilling for you in itself, just to know that for yourself and to have this abundance within yourself. And so I think that you do not easily just give that up to anyone with King of Pentacles. I think that you know where you stand and you know where you sit, and you have truly learned through this process how to discern who is coming towards you and why. And almost selfishly, you look at things through, well, what do you have to offer me now? I have things going on. I have things going for myself. I'm going to practice a little bit more discernment in early recognition of what is worth pursuing, or what is worth dabbling in, or what is worth exploring versus what is not. Because all of this is not to say that everything that comes your way you should accept and you should see what it has to offer you. There is a level of discernment that you should practice in setting a standard and setting a threshold for yourself. and not dipping below it in regards to accepting someone in who simply does not treat you in a way that is reflective of the energy that you put out. Yes. We have some oracle to pull as well here. I want to know, let's get some more information about what exactly is going on with pile 3. Protection. You are protecting yourself for sure in this moment. You are learning how to do that in a less isolating way as time goes by, with transition to the Hermit, to King of Pentacles. Loss. Yeah. Detachment. This one too on the top. Escape. Anything else for pile 3 regarding this situation, their manifestation? Flattery. Status. High status baby with king energy coming through, and bluff. So I kind of talked about protection and how that feels significant to me, to the overall reading so far. Loss. You were surely dealing with something heavier in this time. Or you are accepting the fact that in order to win, inevitably there are some losses along the way, and how the gravity that those losses hold to you is in your power, how deeply they impact you from this point on. Detachment was exactly what we were speaking of. Detaching yourself from the outcome and future connections and people who come towards you. You are in this mode of escape right now. You need time away from it all. Definitely, and you will come out refreshed, feeling rested, feeling more blissfully detached and blissfully understanding of the forces behind it all and the strings that are being pulled to present you with what you need to be presented with in order to grow. Because ultimately you don't know what that looks like. It's not something you can always recognize. So detach yourself from feeling like there's a face that you put to resources or to compatible people that come into your life. Detach yourself from viewing, from any preconceived notion of what comes to you should look like. Status, you were definitely achieving a high status with King and the Emperor here, and you are receiving a lot of flattery. Again, like there's options for you, which is however you want to view it. If that's cool, I guess. Lots of options coming towards you, especially when you were in this higher status, and that is exactly what I was speaking on. It is so important at that point to respectfully decline situations and others, to not lead anyone on to speak nothing but your true, to speak and act nothing but your true intention throughout the process. And I think that will also naturally help weed out situations for you. Like, you will not always be having to do the discernment. I think that standing in your power is something that others will easily recognize as, this is not for me, because I am not coming anywhere close to the standard that this person is putting off. So I think that some of that work is being delegated. Like, you will not have to always be deciding and be calculating. That's just not how it has to be. Okay, so we're gonna pull a few more cards for some messages and advice from your team. What do they want to say? Any messages for pile 3? Imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited opportunities for possibilities. Okay. For pile 3, messages, advice and guidance based on the situation in front of us. Think it through. And one more. Advice for pile 3. Weave together the crown you deserve. Yes, ma'am. Imagining, believing that there is an ideal outcome out there for you, and believing that it's already on your path. It is already coming toward you. You have already manifested a journey that is leading you toward a connection that you desire. You could benefit from imagining your ideal more, imagining yourself enveloped in the energy that you hope to receive from your ideal person. Imagine how that feels. Imagine what you might offer to them. Less focus on the specifics of how it will play out, what they'll look like, that kind of thing. More honing in on what you want the energy exchange between you and the people you care about to look like. Imagine how it feels to receive from them, and imagine how it feels to offer your perspective and your advice and your wisdom to them. Imagine the fulfilling aspect of both receiving care and recognition of what it is you have been through, what it is you're doing, the power you hold, and also imagine uplifting someone else in a similar way. And the result of uplifting each other in this way could go in any direction with imagination. Thinking it through is, again, confirmation of the need to think it through before you get too deep into something that you know doesn't really have much to offer you. I think I've elaborated on that enough so far in this reading. And then with the final card here with thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. You clearly deserve a crown. Okay, with the tarot that has come through. I think you're doing that now with this time that you were spending escaping and sitting with yourself. You are putting the pieces together slowly. You are building upon what was lost, the pain that you have, and you are building a beautiful symbol of it to redefine how that showed up in your life and how it impacted you. Redefine how it looks to wear the crown of the pain that you have been through. Redefine it into something beautiful and powerful, something that others can clearly see as a sign of strength and power within you. Okay, very beautiful. I have the final card here. It was the oracle that I had set aside at the very beginning before I pulled any of these cards out today, so we're going to reveal that and see if it connects or how it connects. Cleansing. I always love when this card comes through, as well as the purification card. You are cleansing yourself, no matter how permanent the pain feels or how honestly how interwoven that feels into you. There is a way to clean it up, to rearrange it. There is a way, and you are actively on that path. You are on the path to using the pain like fuel to your fire, to transforming it, to cleansing it. That is the message here. This is really, really powerful and important work that you were doing, an important journey that you were on, and I am just so happy to see that you are being gently guided through it. There's no need to rush, there's no need to push yourself. You are taking things slowly and as they come to you, and you are slowly cleaning things out one at a time. In this hermit phase, you are doing the work, and your outcome will be happy and abundant, and you will be happy and abundant. So pile 3, I hope you enjoyed your messages today. Leave a comment down below if anything jumped out at you through the reading today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!